The power and skill of the tourists in that bruising opening match, which was won by Australia 30 points to 10, but at least they crossed the Kangaroos line twice. And at number 6 for Rovers is their newest big name signing, New Zealand Test halfback Gordon Smith, who played well against Australia in the summer test down under. Leigh, the reigning champions, are still emerging from shell shock after Wednesday's romp by the Australians. The champions then, minus only Tommy Martin, crashed by 44 points to 4 at Hilton Park after holding the Aussies for 25 minutes. They're struggling to hold on to the Slalom Lager Championship. They're at halfway stage in the first division with 5 wins and 2 draws in their 11 matches. But they're without Des Drummond, who's unavailable, and that's a big loss, since Des was one of the few men to emerge from the test and Wednesday night's game with unblemished reputation. The referee this afternoon, Robin Whitfield of Widnes. Kick-off on this cold, rather breezy afternoon at Craven Park. Kick-off by Rovers to Leigh. Both these sides quite a lot to prove to their supporters after recent disappointments. Kingston Rovers have lost 3 of their last 5 league games, and Leigh, of course, are not having a particularly good season, but that's a nice break by Graham Morgan. Quick bit of flowing rugby from Leigh to start with, giving the ball plenty of air. That's Steve Donnellan putting in the touch kick. 6 or 7 yards from the Leigh line. Penalty to Rovers. Opportunity to take it quickly and get it moving, but Leigh not disposed to give it up too quickly. Of course, Watkinson at the play of the ball. The differential penalty. Smith, Hogan, Phil Hogan going for line, and over goes Robinson. It's centre 3/4 Ian Robinson. The move made by Phil Hogan from the scrum. Ian Robinson puts Rovers in the lead.
Well, let's watch for the support play, the off the ball run by number 4, Ian Robinson. Here he comes onto the ball now as Phil Hogan makes the break. Nicely timed pass, but some poor tackling there by Leigh, which won't please Colin Clark. But good support play, and the virtue of that scene in everything the Australians do.
And George Fairbairn, another player anxious to consolidate a test place, wasn't given the kicking job in the match at Boothbury Park. And perhaps that sort of thing illustrates why. George capable of kicking them from all over the park, but also capable of missing them, in not the most consistent of kickers. Kingston Rovers to restart from their 25. George Fairbairn, maybe a little worried about that. Nothing worse for a goal kicker than to lose his form. He just thrown by 3 points at the moment. Rovers were very quick up then. Three-man tackle. Leigh through Clarkson, not able to get the ball clear. There's Green trying a straight up and under. He's after it himself, and the penalty is given to Leigh for obstruction. The shoulder went in, says Mr. Whitfield, as Green kicked ahead, so a penalty kick to Leigh, and they'd be wise to take a kick at goal. John Woods, it's not a hard one. Just over the 25. The wind, although a nasty variable one, is behind John Woods. Strangely enough, whatever the Great Britain team lacks, it doesn't lack goal kickers in its numbers. John Woods is yet another. Oh dear. Oh, that was a bad miss. David Oxley
Well, John will be disappointed with that. That was a confident 2 points, I think, and he just allowed a little bit too much for the wind, although it's pretty well straight up and down. He'll be disappointed with that, will John, but it won't put him off his game. He's too experienced.
Chisnall, Pike. Well, they're giving him more wings with Clarkson. 20 yards from the Rovers line. First really sustained leigh attack. This is John Woods. Gets possession back. He lost it, but he rolled back into his arms. I think we'll find Woods still has possession. Wilkinson, Alf Wilkinson getting to within 3 yards. Another player, impossible line for a test call-up. 1 or 2 people would give him a run. That's Chisnall. Chisnall inside to Potter. That's 5 yards from the Rovers line, and on the last tackle and a foul. The touch judge is on. Penalty to Leigh. David Watkinson getting over rough in the tackle, and hard to believe that John Woods will miss this one. No mistake this time. 3-2. Kingston Rovers 3, Leigh 2. Tried by Robinson against a penalty goal by Woods. That's Ray Tavern. Chisnall. Nice inside pass. That's good, Warren. Well taken. Good rugby this by Leigh. Woods. Oh, that's a good smother tackle, but still the ball ran clear to Henderson. Well, perhaps Leigh on this. Another penalty for over rough tackle. Well, John Woods is going to kick it goal this time. Good spell of rugby this by Leigh. The crowd not happy about the award of penalties, but they may have learnt something from the Australian game on Wednesday, how to keep the ball moving instead of dying with it. That's what they were doing then. There's Woods. He's kicked it. Good one. Well, rather emphasises the point you were making earlier on, David, that John Woods hasn't been put off his kicking by that first simple miss.
Well, that's right. Often the ones that are a bit further out come easier because you're not really expected to kick them and you're not nervous. But he kicked that one beautifully.
Hogan, as the Kingston Rovers crowd get behind their team, they trail by 1 point. 2 penalty goals from Woods against a try by Robinson. Now Rovers moving it out. Robinson, Fairbairn up in the line, finding the gap and going through it well. But the cover's over, and it's Woods who got across. And another penalty. Penalty to Rovers. Probably a bit of jersey pulling, undoubtedly so, on the wing three-quarter. Preventing him from getting up in support. And it's quickly taken. Fired out, and 2 long passes, but there's not much depth to the attack over there. It's 1 against 1. Muscroft brought down. Scrum. Now getting a bit steamed up about this. Certainly a lot of energy being put into the game, a lot of spirit. scrum about 12 yards from the leigh line. Both packs getting instructions from referee Robin Whitfield in how to bind. Rovers have it. Can they move it quickly? Burton. And there again you see the initial drive by the forward, either not supported or the player not able to get his pass out quickly enough. Kelly. Gordon Smith, Robinson. Mike Smith, good pass. Yes, he's into the corner. Gary Clark goes in. Good work by the centres, Robinson and Mike Smith. The scorer, Gary Clark.
Excellent play by the two Hulkington Rovers centres here. There's number 6, Gordon Smith, bringing in Robinson onto the ball. Now he does really well in timing his pass as the lead defence stands off him. Mike Smith equally well, getting his pass away in the tackle. And young Clark has still a bit to do, but he's through Hogan's tackle in the corner. Excellent play by all three of Hull KR players there.
It would be typical of George to kick this difficult one. But it's a hard one in every respect. On the angle, against the wind. It didn't reach the post. That shows the strength of the wind this afternoon. Scoreline, Hulkington Rovers 6, 2 tries, Robinson and Clark, Leigh 4, 2 penalties, Woods. George Fairbairn, really hard kick that, hardly blame him for missing it. This wind is much more powerful than it might appear. Walsh, Crooks, Hogan, a good pass. Another one to Robinson. This could be Robinson getting it out to Smith, but the line holds. Robinson, inches from the line, just literally about 6 inches away. And Leigh have it. Had to play the ball, it ran loose. Chisnall picked it up. Watkinson, who had his wrist strapped, is back in the action again. Tavern. Green. Pike coming onto it. Green to Clarkson. Clarkson, oh, not a very good pass at all. Dangerous one near his own post, picked up by Woods. Tavern. The kick downfield by Donlan. Picked up by Muscroft. Peter Muscroft. Setting off on a crossfield run, giving him a chance to stretch his legs. This is Clark. Oh, good running by Clark. Slipped past Donlan and Potter down. Potter isn't using left behind. Hogan. To Gordon Smith, to Fairbairn up in the line, to Kelly looking for, and Muscroft hadn't got across to his left wing position then. He was being sought for. Gordon Smith, Watkinson, getting it out, to Crooks, to Burton. Sustained attack by Rovers, they lead 6 points to 4. Millington going for the line himself. 5 tackles, just 1 to go. Close to the line. Walsh, Hogan, through the middle and under the post. Bill Hogan. Good move, quick move, started by Walsh.
Very nice move this by Hull KR. Here are Jamie Walsh on the roundabout. Takes it back from Steve Crooks and finds just out of which there he is. Phil Hogan steaming through a very big gap, it has to be said. unopposed over the post, and a spectacular finish.
5 minutes before half-time, Rovers scored 3 tries, leading 9-4. Kingston Rovers 11, Leigh 4. Green, onto it comes Clarkson, Hunter, Donlan, Steve Donlan, Stavadiard from touch. Leigh looking for a score just before half-time. 11-7 or 11-9 would have a lot better than 11-4. That's a rather sloppy, slow pass from Pike. Doesn't give support play to any opportunity to come in on the burst. Chisnall, Clarkson to Hunter. Hunter wanting to get it out. Pike. Leigh trying to move it. Donlan, Green, Wilkinson, Taburn. That's the 5th tackle, just 1 to go, and I think there might be a penalty to Leigh here for that tackle on Taburn. Taburn certainly felt it, the knee went in. And it's a penalty to Hull KR.
It's that high knee which has been penalised there as Ray Taburn drives into that tackle. That was adjudged dangerous play, hence the penalty for Hull KR.
Fairbairn. Good clearing kick just as Leigh were looking dangerous. And there is the half-time hooter. Half-time score. Hull Kingston Rovers 11. 3 tries by Robinson, Clark and Hogan, and a goal by Fairbairn against 2 goals from Woods. 11-4. And for his comments on the first half, David Oxley.
Well, like the first half, both sides prepared to give the ball there, although Leigh's passing in particular lacked purpose at times. Roger Moore was really pleased enough to have gone in with 3 tries in the bag. Leigh's tackling at times will not have pleased Colin Clark, unless they get this part of the game right. With a strong wind behind Olgahar, they could be on the rack this half. Inevitably these days, I suppose one makes comparisons with the Australians, so we look for less laboured passing and more decisive support play in this next 40 minutes.
Rovers in possession. Good breakthrough by Mike Smith into the Leigh half. Both coaches, Colin Clark and Roger Moore, will have called for more commitment from their players in this second half. And the ball robbed in the tackle. Leigh in possession. Hull Kingston Rovers have brought on their forward sub David Hall for Andrew Kelly. Muscroft over the 25. Quickly plays the ball to Walt. Watkinson. Crooks. Walsh. Gordon Smith. Fairbairn. Fairbairn still going. Got the ball out and it drops forward. A knock on. Ken Green will put the ball in for Leigh. It's coming out. A penalty. Green not retiring. Quickly taken to Hogan. The short one to the sub Hall. Luckily comes back. Bounces 6 more tackles. Hit a defender. Fairbairn is up there. So Rovers have 5 more tackles. Hall, Smith, Burton. Mike Smith, Hogan in for a forward pass. I was just about to say for his second try, but the pass was undoubtedly forward.
Well, let's watch for Mr. Whitfield's positioning here as number 3. Mike Smith sets off. Robin following play now as Mike makes the half break and well positioned just to detect that ball.
Ken Green, one wonders whether he'll succumb to the temptation to feed his own feet. Perish the thought, it's against the laws, but yep. Desperation measure by Ken Green there. But it's possession to David Hall, to Muscroft. 2 inches away from the line, Peter Muscroft coming inside. The ball played, and is he over? No, on the line. Not able to ground. Muscroft is acting half-back. It was Gordon Smith who was nearly in. This is Dave Hall. He's lost it. It went backwards. A drop goal by Fairbairn. Well, if at first you don't get a try a drop goal. Makes it 12-4.
Well, George Fairbairn obviously deciding here that 1 point is better than nothing. They've been camped on the lead line for a while. All the time in the world. Nicely taken, and with the wind behind him, no trouble at all.
Stretches the gap between the sides to 8 points. Green. Pike. Lost possession. Picked up by Dave Hall. Sets up a counter-attack. Good ankle tap by Woods. Millington. John Millington not releasing the ball then after that initial drive. That's a good short ball by Hall. Hall, Hogan running off Hall well. Rovers moving remorselessly towards the lead line. That's Watkinson. Hall quickly on by Walsh to Burton to Robinson. Good passing. Onto it comes Muscroft. And he's through. Oh, good cover tackling right in the corner by Morgan. Or is it Donlan? In fact, it could be one of the forwards that got over there. Derek Pike may well have got over there.
Rovers passing that pass from acting halfback, not helping, slowing down the momentum, but then Rovers pick it up well. A lovely pass, in fact, by Gordon Smith creates the momentum again. And a nice pass from Ian Robinson gives Muscroft the room to move in. Coming inside, knocking off one tackle, and it's Derek Pike, a prop forward, who makes the crucial tackle. What a fine piece of covering, right on the corner flag.
Excellent cover by Pike. And Rovers have a penalty, so they keep it going. Hall, the long one to Robinson. Fairbairn driving through. Hogan is in. Caught that despite being under pressure. And good quick transfers by Rovers.
Well, this is how to sustain the momentum of an attack. The Aussies would have been well pleased with this one. The long ball from David Hall creates initial opening. Ian Robinson, who's having a splendid game, brings George Fairbairn in, and George taking a ring out of the tackle. Phil Hogan strong enough to take the tackle and go over the line. Mr. Whitfield well placed, and a fine try.
15 points to 4 for Rovers. A good try, good swift transferring of the ball. Yes, says the crowd. Yes, say the touch judges' flags. 17-4. Hull Kingston Rovers 17, Leigh 4. And it looks as if Hunter has hobbled off. He came on as sub. And he's gone off, and that knee seems to be giving a lot of trouble. Rovers. Burton coming strongly. Hogan. Smith a knock on. Well, a much happier Rovers bench this afternoon. Roger Millwood, though, looks a little tense with the green sweater. Well, Kingston Rovers 17, Leigh 4. He had played some bright rugby, but without seriously threatening to break the Rovers line. The nearest they got to was an early run by Graham Morgan, but that came out quickly through green. There's Woods, Hogan up in the line, but ran into Gordon Smith. Woods on the burst, Clarkson. Oh, can Leigh pull off a try now? Green to Chisnall to Wilkinson. Wilkinson looking to get it out to Donlan, wasn't quite able to, but still Leigh keep the momentum going. Now the ball lost, a knock on. Well, that's very depressing for John Woods and Alf Wilkinson. They're very close to the Rovers line. And with about 20 minutes to go, they'd have a try then would have set them up for a late rally. They've got a penalty now. Can they take this quickly and get it moving? Green's run after it, gives it. But Leigh almost lethargic in moving that. Pike then. Donlan. Oh, nice dummying by Donlan, he's in. Good try. Good try by centre Steve Donlan. A nice dummy and swerve. And that's put Leigh in with a foothold.
Well, one Leigh needed. It looks very slow and lethargic to begin with, this movement, but they're well aligned and deeply aligned, and this is important. Now here's Steve Donlan on the ball. That dummy rather easily bought by Hull Kingston Rovers defence there, but he straightens up and goes in well for a try Leigh certainly needed at this stage.
And if John Woods can kick this goal, it's 17-9, and he has done. Woods, his third goal. Leigh trail by 8 points, but infinitely better than trailing by 13. And of course, Hull Rovers will be aware that they had a similar lead against Leeds at Headingley last week and let it drift. The ball kicked dead. Some of the Leigh players are asking for a penalty on the grounds that that ball went straight out of play. Straight out of the field of play behind the posts. And of course the ball going dead rather than remaining in field. And Watkinson looks hurt.
As so often happens in this rough, tough game of rugby league, something which on the surface looks really quite innocuous. David Watkinson in high there, but a very devastating note. Under the bodies, he's fallen awkwardly, and certainly one of the toughest men in this game. When he stays down, it must be something rather serious, I fear.
David Watkinson had his wrist bandaged early on, and he may well have fallen on that, under the weight.
That could well be it, Keith. Certainly looking from the actions of the physio there.
Yeah, she's going to come off. Yes, he looks, well, it's hard to know what's wrong there because they've taken his legs off the ground, certainly.
And certainly this could affect the possession stakes. Ray Tavern had been doing pretty well anyhow, and with David Watkinson off the field, this could make quite a difference to the game.
Clarkson. Henderson. Pike spooning it out to to Tavern, to Green, Morgan. Clarkson. And the knock-on. As Clarkson tried to get it out. Really have tried to keep the ball moving, but so many knock-ons, cases of lost possession.
Ray Tatum did very well there to drop on that ball before George Fairbairn. There's every expectancy that, of course, he'll win this next scrimmage again.
And a great yell as Rovers win a strike. Steve Cooks and Walsh between them. Gordon Smith, who's had a very quiet debut. Probably Roger Millwood told him not to try any fireworks on his opening game. Just get through the game and take it steadily. Fairbairn getting it out well to Hall, and Hall to Muscroft. Who wriggles out of 2 tackles. Gets it to Robinson. Rovers really keeping it going to the delight of their supporters. Twice then it looked as if tackles had been completed, but Muscroft wouldn't go down. Millington. Well, John Millington didn't move it out then. There was a line-up outside him. Hall to Hogan. Hogan, Gordon Smith. Well, Gordon Smith showing there that when he does pick up the English game, he could be an asset to Rovers. Moving in quickly. Horn interception. Now, is Phil Fox fast enough? No, good cover. It was Gary Clark who got back there. 1 minute remaining. Henderson. Woods. Woods is away. He also slipped a tackle by Robinson. Still going John Woods, getting it out. Donlan. Oh, Henderson missed a sitter. Away goes Robinson to Burton. Burton going down the touchline. Chris Burton's in. What a finish. Chris Burton going all the way, refusing to be tackled. And it all began with a sitter of a chance to Henderson and Tomlinson at the other end.
Watch Chris Burton come onto that ball, well delivered by Ian Robinson. Now off he sets. Inside Tomlinson's tackle. Out of 2 more. Alf Wilkinson is the only man who can stop him. A well-timed handoff, and away he goes for a try which really has brought this house down. But he's ran well and hard all afternoon, Chris Burton, and he deserves that one. Well, he really enjoyed that one.
Fairbairn, difficult one, but he has the win. And the right-footed kick will swerve in. Got it right. Judged it perfect. Hull Kingston Rovers 22, Leigh 9. Into added time. Anybody's ball there in that ball. There is the final hooter. So a convincing win by Hull Kingston Rovers by 22 points to 9. They scored 5 tries to 1. So Rovers back into form and winning vain. And we'll talk to David Oxley.
I think over the 80 minutes, entertaining enough, Keith, and you couldn't fault the effort. I suppose the minuses are the minuses which are prevalent in our game and have been highlighted by the Aussies. Sloppiness around the play of the ball, indifferent support play at times. When people move the ball wide, it tends to be by virtue of a rather hopeful high lob pass. But having said that, over the 80 minutes, I think the crowd went away well enough satisfied.
What about Gordon Smith in New Zealand, his debut, senior debut for Hull Kingston Rovers?
Playing himself insensibly, number 6 he played today, a crisp passer of the ball, some good defensive work, and I think he'll soon endear himself to the fans here at Craven Park.
And you see Rovers as mounting a challenge for the title then this time?
I think Roger will be looking for more consistency. Certainly they've got a powerful pack, certainly they've got pace, and certainly 2 points today will help them, but they'll need more consistency over the rest of the season, I think, if they're going to mount a really serious challenge. They have it in them to do so, and let's see whether they can.
And that's it from this special RL Action game from Craven Park, Hull, and we're happy to say that David Watkinson's injury is no more than bruising in the groin.
That's by 40 points.